coverage.
Did it
Make sure you
disappear?
catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences.
How's
Then
that?
join the Lions
Better?
pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to our Lions pregame show here on Woodward Sports. We are live at Second Best Bar, a couple of blocks away from Little Caesars Arena. The Lions pregame show brought to you by New Holland Brewing. Sean Belizean there, Neil Rule here. We got Pete Spivak, Silent Mike is here. Sean's over here crushing the taller long drinks.
This is like I've never had this before. Full disclosure, this is rock solid. I don't know.
100%.
Listen, I don't know what they put in here. Maybe a little crack or something. Maybe. And listen, everything tastes better today, right?
Oh,
It
Sean,
just tastes better today.
This city is jumping here at Second Best. You see right here, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. You got to get to the bathroom. Good luck. Everybody's up there drinking. This city is buzzing. We're a couple blocks from LCA. And Sean, we did it. We are here. Sunday Night Football. Lions, Rams. The vibe, Sean, the vibe.
This is phenomenal because I have said this forever. This is a football town. It is a Lions town. And so many times in the past, Neil, we're all going to be out here anyway, okay? And we're all going to have our little hopes and dreams and aspirations, okay? The difference this year is it's real. It's absolutely real. You shouldn't feel like a slapdick, okay? If you are one of those people saying 12 wins, 13 wins, Super Bowl, I'm right there with you. I don't know what your thoughts are, Neil. I haven't heard your take on it, but in years gone by, we all kind of said that, ha, 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 ha. But I mean it. I say it with conviction. This is a damn good team. This regime has done a fantastic job of putting it together, Neil. It's real. It's here and it's real. It's not fake. It's not artificial. And that's the beauty of what's going down today, man.
No question. And again, the Lions pregame show. We're live at Second Best Bar downtown, just a couple of blocks away from LCA, brought to you by New Holland Brewing. Our fine friends, too, at Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. So if you're a coffee person, we got you covered. If you're a whiskey person, we got you covered. If you're a coffee and whiskey person, which it's Sunday, you can do that.
You can do that.
You got it.
Yeah.
Everybody, jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, and we will take your thoughts as we roll out all show long. But we are doing it big time here. This place is packed. This city's jumping. We're jumping, and we're talking about it here today. Lions and Rams. We're going to go around the NFC North Division a little bit later. Pete Spivak's got you covered. He's got a Pete Props Parlay. Say that 3 times real fast. We'll get your fantasy stuff updated. We'll talk about the NFL. And oh, by the way, that's what it's about right there, too. A little Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey also. We're doing it big, everybody. This is it. No, but Sean, I want to jump into this and appreciate all the people that watched Detroit City last night. I got a couple nice messages from the people. Flew back in this morning. And, Sean, I was driving home from the airport, and I had an epiphany. It didn't cost me $50 at Tiffany's. However, with that being said, Sean, I had an epiphany about this football team. And I'll say, look, I lost my way a couple of times. I lost my way on getting lost in the sauce about receivers and points and happy action fun time and fantasy and yay Jahmyr Gibbs and yay Sam Laporta and all that kind of stuff. And it washed over me when I started thinking about this matchup here tonight in this show today. Sean, here's the deal. I got away from this, but remember this and make no mistake. This Detroit Lions football team that you spoke of, that is a Super Bowl contender, the bottom line is, and we forget this, the Detroit Lions will run the football, whether you want them to or not.
Yep.
It is not up to the Rams if the Lions can run the football. It is up to Penei Sewell. It is up to Frank Ragnow. It is up to Taylor Decker. It is up to the Lions if they will run the football. And that will be the difference. Now, tonight we'll get into the matchup. You and I differ a little bit, and that's cool. You're my friend. You're my friend.
I hope we're still friends, even if we differ a little bit.
We will be.
But what you said is important. That's going to come up again, too. Make no mistake about that. It's going to come up again because what they do to dictate. Did I mention an Irish boy with an Irish whiskey? Did I mention that? No, but Neil, you're absolutely right. I'm going to save it for later when we're looking at key matchups and everything. But you've got the best offensive line in football. And I didn't say that with hesitation, okay? You've got the best offensive line in football.
With the best offensive tackle in the game.
100%. And so, when you look at some matchups in this game.
Oh, by the way, Sean, real quick, the Dan Marino throwback jersey over your shoulder, pretty strong.
Underrated,
sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
So underrated. But when you look at this matchup, there are a few things that kind of make you go like that. However, and that's a big H, I might add. Yes, indeed, if you can impose your will on the opposition, if you can get that run game going, that changes everything.
And they do it. And, Sean, it is not up to you. And by you, I mean the Rams.
Yes.
You have no say.
No.
You have no say in it.
No, you don't.
And we've all lost our way on that, Sean. We have. Doing the shows. You and I do the shows together. You fill in for me. We're around town. We're doing this stuff. We have lost sight of that. We have. And look.
Fair statement.
Jared Goff, second in the league in passing yards. Fourth in the league in touchdowns last year. An elite quarterback in this league. Elite. I don't know how much more he's got to do to convince you of that, but here we are. But with that being said, we get caught up in that too much because of our fantasy teams and stuff like that. When the rubber meets the road, I believe in this game tonight. Now, as that line creeps up, I don't know that I'm prepared to make that jump to just say, hey, everybody, take all the winnings and dump it. It's getting to be a big number. I saw it starting to push 5 and moving north of that. I will say this. When it all comes down to it, Sean will have the Tullamore Irish whiskey, and the Detroit Lions will run the football when it matters most.
Neil, you bring up such a great point because I always talk to my young friend, Flannel Sam, about this. My name is Sean Belegian, and I'm a recovering stataholic. I used to be one of those people that thought that stats say everything. I used to be the fantasy geek of fantasy geeks. I openly admit it, okay?
Fantasy Fort's geekly. Shout out.
But you know what? I've evolved, okay? The numbers don't show everything. And you and I talked about this a month ago, and I think it bears repeating. I look at a guy like J-Mo, okay? I look at a guy like J-Mo, and I say to myself, what would be a good year for J-Mo? And old Sean, who's still there, he's very small, but old Sean would say, well, he was taken in the first round. Look where he was taken. He better have 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns. But new Sean, who's smarter than old Sean, sits back and says, he is but a weapon in a very diverse offense. And again, Neil, it's the Burger King offense. Have it your way. Would you like us to run on you? We can do that. And you don't have a choice.
Yep.
Trademark Neil rule.
The customer is not right here.
No, we can do that. We can. Would you like us to unleash a guy who's already, at this juncture of his career, a top 3 tight end in the league? Well, we can do that too. Would you like a dose of Amon-Ra St. Brown? And so that's what I'm looking at. To me, the success of this team is not predicated on what individual bombastic numbers these cats put up. The success of this team is the unit. And how many of these guys, one day it might be Neil Rule that goes off. Another day it might be Sean Belegian that goes off. Another day it might be Jesus that goes off. Whatever the case may be, that's the beauty of this team. And again, this is why we say in Brad we trust. Because look at the arsenal that he has put up. And that's the beautiful thing about this team. Pick your poison, man. How do you want us to kill you?
And I forgot about this. This is, and Sean, look, I love you. I love you. We're friends.
Thank you.
We're friends.
That's nice.
But let me update that a little bit. This is a Tupac offense. How do you want it?
Okay.
How do you want it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is that simple. But, again, we got lost in the sauce. All of us did. But I'm back here tonight. I'm back. I thought about it this morning. I'm back in here. That is my stock answer. You and I are doing this show all season long. We will be doing this through the holidays. My stock response: the Lions will run the football, whether you want it or not. And I don't care who you are. And look, we'll get into the NFC North a little bit later on. Hey, Caleb Williams, don't think you can hide from me. I know that you guys won that game. I know that you had 270 feet of passing. That's what I know. Hey, I hit my lob wedge about 90 yards, Caleb. You had a lob wedge worth of passing yards today.
Did he lose to Will Levis? I mean, did he lose to Caleb Williams?
Oh yeah, and we're going to get into we're going to save it for the NFC North, Pete.
All right,
we're not going to empty the holster yet.
Will
Levis. We'll get into all of it. We'll get into what's going on in and around the league. We'll get you updated with scores.
Freaking Levis.
Dante 151 in the chat. The NFC Fantasy Football app is down due to maintenance for some dumb reason. Fix your stuff, NFL. ESPN doesn't have this problem, damn it. Neither does Woodward Sports. We're out here. Chase in the chat. Sean has a glow about him with that Tullamore Dew in his hands. It's powerful.
It is. You know,
the kids call it aura.
It's almost like, when a leprechaun has his gold. If he can't get his gold, the next best thing is getting this gold in this bottle. A good Irish whiskey, and this is outstanding stuff, no doubt about it.
Okay. I see you guys talking about it in the chat. So we were supposed to take a break here, but guess what? I'm not. We may not take a break. I don't know. I'm built like that.
And I love every second of it.
Keep the New Holland taller long drinks coming, and we'll carry this thing
Let's rock and
the
roll,
rest
boy.
of the way.
It's opening day,
It's
boys.
opening day, man. But again, let's get into this. Shane D. Boo, John. Pete, you have the shirt on right now.
I do. Hang on a second. You better believe it, boys and girls.
Boo them kids,
baby.
There it is. He's got
Cool.
the shirt on right now. Yes, we do have breaking news. Woodward Sports talked about it because I know you're big on this.
Yes.
Kelly Stafford will be in the house tonight. Great talk, Sean. Thank you very much.
Great. That's awesome. That's fantastic. You know what? My response to that is, Pete, can you show your shirt again?
Yeah, exactly.
Boo
Hang on
them
a second.
kids. Yeah. Just boo them kids.
Boo that Stafford.
Hey, listen, all jokes aside, that I am not the type of human being, I don't wish bad things on anybody, even the very few enemies I have in life. Best of luck to you. I'm serious. Best of luck to you. I don't care. I hope we crush you today. Like, honestly, it's just like, I'm sorry the Detroit Rams stuff was so lost on me, man.
Me too.
Even back in the day, it was just lost on me. No disrespect to anybody out there. No disrespect to Matthew and his family. I think Matthew was a great dude.
Oh, you mean John?
John. Sorry. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. I
John Stafford.
screwed up already.
His mama call him John. I'm going to call him John.
John was always cool to me. I got no issue with John. Best of luck to you, except when you play against the Lions. I hope you get crushed, man. I mean,
That's
really,
it.
it's really that simple. It's not as complicated as I think some people were apt to make it to be. And, Kelly, I hope you have a fun night. Enjoy your trip. What do you want me to say, right? It means nothing to me, honestly. No offense, guys. It doesn't mean a damn thing. I hope the Lions crush the Rams. Safe trip home.
Burn in the chat. Doesn't matter because the game will end with either a pass to Amon-Ra run by Gibbs Ermanni or a defender stepping up. And that's really what I think we're headed for. I think we are really headed for a repeat of what happened in the playoff
I think so. Yeah, I think both teams are going to go up and down the field. And more on that in a little bit. I think both teams are going to go up and down the field. You know what? Do we have more firepower? Well, a lot of that depends on what you started the show with, Neil. If the Lions decide we're going to run on you and there's nothing you can do, the more that Rams offense is kept off the field, the happier my life can be. And, quite frankly, the better the Lions' chances of winning said football game are.
And that really is it. In the chat, jump in. I feel it. People are typing in all caps and everything, man.
Yeah.
They're seeing the vibe back here.
Yeah.
Second best. Hey, I'm gonna level with everybody. I have never been to second best bar in Detroit before. I will be back off. This place, whenever I go to Wings games, Tigers, I will be sliding through it. This spot is incredible. They got like a courtyard there in the back. They got the big screen out there. The yard game's going. Drinks everywhere. New Holland Taller long drinks going. Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey. Shout out Sabbath Coffee Roasters over there in Clawson. We are doing it big, and we are having a blast. You are too. Like, hello, name. Hide your kids' ears for a second here, all right?
All right.
3, 2, 1. Hello, name. We're so fucking back, man. And we are. We are back. And, Sean, you know what? I'm glad that we're Sunday Night Football off the rip. It allowed me to warm the engine, to prime the pump and warm the engines up and get into it. I'm watching what's going on around the league. We'll get into it, as a matter of fact. But, Sean, you're a vet in this game. You've been doing these pregame shows 20 years, 20-plus years.
Yeah.
The cornbread, the ladies, the Matt Millen era, the Joey Blue Skies, Quinn Trisha. You've seen it all. This is the most anticipated football season in Detroit Lions history that you've ever seen.
It is.
Ever.
92 is comparable, but it's not like this.
I'm getting goosebumps.
It's not like this. And let me tell you something. No disrespect to the other entities that I've done stuff for, okay, whether it be Fox 2 or the old radio stations. A place like this, with a crowd like this is what it's all about. Anybody can sit up there in that stuffy little suit and everything and try to look the part and be all serious. Man, you know what? We're fans amongst fans, and you're absolutely right. This is a crown jewel in beautiful Midtown Detroit, an area town that I think doesn't get its due. I'm very familiar with this area with the Wayne State stuff, but, Neil, this is what it's all about. And you bring up such a great point. I love that the Lions are the night game. Because how many years did we watch the Lions at 1 o'clock and it felt like you were watching the JV game?
Oh, yeah, and you had Kenny Albert at the beginning. You had the C team all the time.
You felt like it. And you know what? We saw a wonderful JV game earlier today to prime the pump between the Titans and the most overhyped piece of shit Bears team I've ever seen. So, yes, it's somebody else's turn to be the JV warm-up. Absolutely, positively, the varsity is playing tonight.
Woodward Sports Chat there at Chris Blackburn. Neil at a 10. I'm loving it. A fucking 10. A 10. 10,000. It is. I'm feeding off these people here. You guys, you need to get down here. You do. The vibe is real. The energy is real.
For real.
Look at this place.
For
and
real.
Every spot around here is like this. It's our time. Sean, I'm talking, and I haven't pegged a win number. I know people are dying on the hill saying 13, 14, 12. I haven't pegged a number. For me, it is very simple. And we, you, me, us, we have to start thinking like that. We need to – with good teams, Sean, good teams don't react week to week. Good teams have a 30,000-foot view to them. There's occasional turbulence. There's some bumps. You fly over a thunderstorm or something like that every now and then. It happens to everybody. It happens to the Niners. Shit, the Chiefs were 11-6 last year. But remember this. It starts with winning the division. You get your roadmap. Now, sure, we all want to be the 1 seed and have it go. This place tonight. Driving through here, like we thought, it will rival the playoff game against the Rams. I'm convinced of it. This is going to be special tonight.
It is a necessary exercise to put that total out there. I'm at 12-5. I'm at 12-5 and winners of the division. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Honestly, I've seen it far too many times. I've seen those wild card teams, the last team in, catch fire. Whether it be the Giants, the 9-7 Giants, the one year the Packers went nuts and they ended up doing it at 10-6. It doesn't matter to me. This is a team now suddenly, Neil, that has been there and done that. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I want to dominate this division? Yes, especially the Bears. Fuck the Bears. Especially the Bears. I know everybody else out there hates the Packers with a passion. My hatred lies with the Bears more than anybody else, and that is never going to die. So, of course, in a perfect world, you'd love to see the Lions go 12-5, 13-4, dominate this division like it's never been dominated before. But at the end of the day, It's what transpires in mid-January on that counts. And that's where this team is at. You are 100% right. That's where this team is at. And we have to train our minds now.
I'm trying to help the people. I'm trying to help us with it. Again, guys, the Chiefs were 11-6. The 49ers had 2 stinkers. Remember, they went on a 3-game losing streak in the middle, and we thought, this is it. It's all gone. It's over with. That's not the way that it works. So, we can get hype, and we can pound our New Holland taller long drinks, and we will. Sean Belizean's on number 2. He's holding a bottle of Tullamore Dew like his firstborn child.
I'm not letting it go. They don't know this. They're not getting it back.
No,
they don't know that. I'm just telling them right now, but I don't think they know it. They're not getting this back.
No.
They don't know.
We'll take that for the studio, everybody. We absolutely will.
Woodward
Sports chat thread. DMAP Zoom. I can feel the vibe through the screen, Neil. Let's go Lions. Big M. Lions going to make a statement tonight against the Rams. Big W coming. LFG. One pride. And the people are hyped, man. And we're hyped. So, again, let's go Red Wing Sparty. I know Neil loves the rain contract. Real quick, Sean, because I think this is a good segue to talk about the NFC North, which we're going to do in a minute. Pete, we're going to go to a break in a minute just to give you the heads up. The NFL is so back. Wait a minute. Hold on.
A 71-yard field goal attempt
Dallas
right
is
now.
attempting a 71-yard field
If
goal.
any freak can do it, it's this freak. Are they taking him off the field? Please let him try it. Please.
A 71-yard field
Do you
goal.
remember when we were
one
younger?
of the best parts about that is that I have the Dallas kicker in Maz's fantasy league, so I'm hoping this thing
Do you get
goes
7
through.
points for a 70-yard kick
I would
or no?
hope so. No, 5.
Do you know what the best part is? Like, for the old school guys like us and Pete Spivak?
Yes.
They're taking
Do you
them
remember
off.
there was a time where, like, if you hit a 49-yarder, people went,
Right.
ooh, wow. Like, it's a 49-yarders now, Joe.
Well, the best field goal ever from back in the day was Dempsey with New Orleans Saints against the Lions and his 3-wood foot.
And it held for 30-plus years, man. I mean, that's the most insane thing about it.
The best part about the foot is that the foot's in the Hall of Fame.
It should be.
You can go. Well, no, I think that it is, isn't it? I think it's in Canton. His 3-wood foot.
And rightfully so. And it was a 3-wood.
They took him off the field. I wanted to see it, too.
I wanted to see it.
But real quick, before we cut to the break, the NFL is so back that before we kicked off the 1 o'clock games, we had a superstar wide receiver get detained by the police a mile from the stadium. A mile from the stadium. We had a superstar receiver get detained by the police, handcuffed outside of his Lamborghini on the highway. Then, about 20 minutes later, Rain Dakota gets the biggest contract in the history of the NFL. We didn't even play the game at 1 o'clock yet. We are so back. As somebody said in the chat, we are so back. Let's do this. Let's take the break. When we come back, the NFC North, we'll get into some of the goings-on from the 1 o'clock games of all that. We got Pete's 5X, Pete's Prop Parlay. A little bit of fantasy discussion. We'll go the way back machine. A classic Lions-Rams game that Sean was at in 1991.
Yeah.
I was listening to it on the radio because the games were blacked out because it was never sold out. But I listened to it on the radio. We'll talk about all that. We got all your chat stuff as well. We're live at Second Best Bar, brought to you by New Holland Brewing. Also our fine friends at Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Don't go anywhere, everybody. This is the best Lions coverage in the city of Detroit. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Pete Spivak, Silent Mike's in the bill. He may even talk before this is all said. All right, he may not. I don't know about that. This is Woodward Sports, Lions pregame show live from Second Best Bar.
And coming up after the pregame show, as you can see, I'm enjoying a nice hot cup of Sabbath coffee right now. You can head on over to the Hayes Social out there at 21 Mile and Hayes Road for the watch party. Neil, are you going to be out there, baby? You're going to join Neil Rule. You can join the heavyweights as they watch the Lions game. Lions-Ram. Boo them kids, baby. And then after the watch party, stay tuned because over there at Hayes Social, you got the post-game show with Stick and Anson. They're going to break down all of the action from the game. They'll give you the stats. They might even play you some post-game sound as well. So make sure you're tuning into the post-game show live right here on Detroit's numero uno sports station. And it's only right here on Woodward Sports, baby.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Welcome back to Second Best Bar here in downtown Detroit, a couple blocks away from LCA. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, Sean Belesian. We have Pete Spivak on the 1s and 2s. Silent Mike is here. We have our whole squad over here, by the way. Noah's here, Travis, young Justin, who came in from Western Michigan, but is still a Michigan fan until he goes to school at Western. I don't know. I can't figure it out. We'll talk about Michigan tomorrow, by the way, on Big D Energy, 11 to 1. We'll discuss. There were some, the Texas fans mobilized. I was at the airport Friday and then at the airport this morning. I was there when they got in. I was there when they left. They were electric. But that's another topic for another day. Sean, it's time. Let's take a look around the NFC North. This is the path. Winning the NFC North. It's relevant. Thursday night, the Green Bay Packers lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, but that is not the story. The story is Jordan Love, I believe, sprained MCL, expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks, which they always seem to lowball those things. What did you see from that game? What did you see from the Packers?
I'm going to start the opposite direction. I said this about a month ago. I think we all did a show together with Pete and you and myself. I think people are sleeping on the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I know how last season ended. I know, okay? But most importantly, they know. And they're pissed off right now. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are a big danger to everybody in the NFC. Now, again, consider the source. I'm a guy, I think the Lions are going to win the NFC. But with that being said, I worry about the Eagles. Packers are a good team. Jordan Love is a good quarterback. I can't get out of my head what he did to the Lions last year on Thanksgiving and how good he looked in the playoff. I can't get that out of my head. I'm still convinced that they're going to be the biggest threat to the Lions when all is said and done in the division. But with that being said, there's a reason why they run number 2 in this division. I do. And if you lose this guy for the amount of time that I think it's going to be, it's probably going to be at least 4. That's my guess. I'm not a doctor, but it's probably going to be at least 4. You got to feel better about the Lions moving forward. Better than we already do. And let's face it, the expectations are sky high.
No, they absolutely are. And we'll get into that, by the way, on Tuesday on Big D Energy when Dr. Jeff Pierce rolls in. We'll break all that stuff down, the sprained MCL, what it's looking like for Jordan Love. Malik Willis, the backup quarterback. Sometimes there's a lot of symmetry to things, isn't there?
It is amazing how things like that work out, isn't it? It is truly amazing how things work out. Let's see. We'll find out. I never want to throw a young quarterback away. I've seen it too many times. Guys kind of find themselves, but welcome to the fire, Malik.
You can toss it.
Oh, do I get another one? Oh, yeah. Damn, do I get another one?
Whatever, yeah. Sure, let's go.
We're just, guys.
Listen, the dude that's handing his beer, you can walk in front of the camera anytime, 100%.
Bro. It is the New Holland Lions pregame
Yes.
show here on Woodward Sports, brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, as well. Neil Rule, Sean Belisha. No, but we're talking NFC North because there it is. And speaking of New Holland, there he is behind you. And they have their Tangerine Space Machine. There it is. Cheers, everybody. I got to finish this one first, but there it is. It's electric down here, everybody. It just is. Sean, speaking of that, today, the NFC North, as far as it's concerned, the Minnesota Vikings, a 28-6 win over the New York Giants. And, Sean, I really thought the Giants had a good look at winning that game. They did not, and Sam Darnold, no matter how you slice this up, Sam Darnold. And he used up his road win for the season there.
I'm going to start with the opposition again. I don't know what else we have to see. Daniel Jones is not a National Football League quarterback. He just isn't. He's not good. Period. End of story. The Vikings are an interesting story. I think a lot of people thought when they lost Cousins, you're throwing it, you're throwing the season to the wind. I don't care what anybody says. More on this in a second. When you're handing the reins to a rookie quarterback, that's not a good message to send to your veterans. J.J. McCarthy, as we know, goes out. Sam Darnold comes in. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. I think at the end of the day, you're looking at a Viking team that is probably in the 8, maybe 9-win region. I like what they have elsewhere. I really do. I don't think they're a quote-unquote bad team, but Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. Other than the opener against the Lions, who can forget that, I think Sam Darnold is who he is. I still worry about the best receiver in the National Football League, though. And I firmly believe that Justin Jefferson is him. But they're going to be an also-ran as well. 8-9, 9-8, something like that. Middle-of-the-road National Football League team. I think so if they're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, the schedule. I look at the schedule with the Vikings, and look, they got this one, and this one was a 50-50 job. And, look, we're not going to spend a ton of time on the Vikings because – they got the 49ers coming in next. They got the Texans coming in next. They're at Green Bay. They got the Jets coming in, and they got the Lions coming in.
The one thing that I always, in this new NFL, the one thing that I always take into consideration, Neil, and I hope you know I don't mean disrespect to you, what we think we know right now on September 8th and what is on October 1st are two entirely different things. And I'll take it a step further. You could say that about November 1st and December 1st as well. When you think that one team is heading in a trajectory, oftentimes they go like this and sometimes they go like that. See the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll see how that transpires.
No, absolutely. The big news of the day, I guess, the Chicago Bears gifted a win by Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans. And Pete, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Brother.
Everyone in Detroit, probably tapped into that Chicago Bears game at some point.
Yeah.
And I just harken back. And, Sean, we get a lot of opinions sent to us in this business. It's the nature of the beast. But nothing will beat this one. And I'll pull it up right now as Pete pulls it up and tell you that I got this DM about 2 years ago from a young man named Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Neil, I just watched your show today. If you want all to be experts, please do some homework, especially Flannel Sam, which I don't disagree with him there. He's right. I'm not saying Will Levis will be a top 5 QB in any year, but he isn't what he is this year. In the end, he sums it up by saying, I will bet my life savings that he turns out way better than C.J. Stroud. Should we start a GoFundMe for young Josh?
Listen, I hope he's made some really good investments, so that makes you a rich, rich man. Let's be honest. He was awful, honestly. That interception, if you guys haven't seen it yet, you can find it somewhere. Go search for it on social media. That interception was atrocious. Take the sack, young man. There's no reason to do as you did. It gave the Bears the game. Bears score a touchdown, go for 2, go up 24-17. And at that point in time, a lot of people did exactly as I did. I went click. I didn't have to watch that game anymore. Let's go see what the AFC's doing was my mindset, because I had no faith that Will Levis was going to lead that team down the field to find a way to get it done. So at the end of the day to me, that was a big statement in regards to the Bears. And I'm going to say it again. I don't care that they were on Hard Knocks. I don't care what the situation was. Rookie quarterbacks in the National Football League far more often than not struggle. That's just the way it is.
Neil, touchdown MSU. Are you going to say it?
Kenneth Walker. Oh, my gosh. Look at this thing.
Oh, my.
Wow. Sean, look at this chicken sandwich
here.
Is
that well, these guys are checking out the chicken sandwich.
They put
Kenneth Walker just scored, so touchdown MSU.
They put coleslaw on the chicken sandwich here.
There you go, baby.
There's no way this doesn't slap. We got a lot going on here. We just got a chicken sandwich brought in with coleslaw on it. Kenneth Walker just scored a touchdown. Young Justin, who was here today, just hit a $700 parlay.
Nice.
Do you know where
touchdown scorers parlay?
Do you know where Kenneth Walker III went to school?
The 2-0 Michigan State Spartans, the leaders of the Big Ten.
I want to talk about that so badly, but we'll save that for Tuesday as well.
I'm not going to save this. I'll save it for a commercial break.
Oh, is this lovely?
100%.
Oh, is this beautiful,
bro? I'm getting the thumbs up for my guy over. This is a real deal.
Neil, can I tell you, like, for me, do you know what hell is? Hell is being in the position we're in right now. I have all this stuff around me, and I can't eat it. That's hell to me. So this is beautiful. Where are you? By the way, come down here. What are you waiting for? Come say hello. Get yourself some good eats, some good drinks. We're having a blast down here.
Woodward Sports chat thread. John Jones. Will Levis is sewer water.
He is.
Yes, he is, as a matter of fact. Detroit Arrow. Neil's got the receipts, LMAO. I do. Here, put this over there. I'll be back for it in a minute. No, I do keep the receipts. Yeah, save this, everybody. That chicken sandwich, they put coleslaw on it. It's a hot chicken sandwich with coleslaw.
Nashville hot, too.
Come on!
As it should be. As it should be. Let's be honest.
Right. This may be the greatest bar in Detroit.
This is a great spot.
This may be.
This is good stuff,
They got
guys.
the courtyard back. Oh, just get down here, guys. Let's go Remmings Party. MSU #1 in the Big Ten. They are. They lead the Big Ten right now. But yeah, that's it. No, but here's what I want to get to. I'll land the plane with the NFC North stuff before we get into the NFL stuff, before we get into Sean Belizean's matchup of the day, Pete's 5X, Pete's prop parlay, the fantasy stuff, more on the game and all that. Here's where I want to go with the Caleb Williams thing. See, I was told this guy is going to make the Bears a division winner. I was told that he's not walking into a typical #1 overall pick situation. You know what he looked like to me? A regular-ass rookie quarterback that had 270 feet of passing yards, because that's what he had. I hit my lob wedge 90 yards. All right, that's what Caleb Williams was today. So forgive me if I'm not terrified of Caleb Williams and the Bears. Forgive me if I'm not, because I'm not. You don't get to play Will Levis every single day, Caleb. You don't get to go up against the Tennessee Titans every week. Bears. Like, I know everyone's gassing you up and glazing you up and all that kind of stuff, and you're supposed to be this. Hey, your defense is good. Respect. It should be. You overpaid linebackers to get them there and all that kind of stuff. Respect. You have a good defense. That's fine. But when you boil it all down, you have Caleb Williams, the man that's never overcome adversity in his life. And everyone's going to walk away saying, well, isn't it such a good day when you can walk away with a learning experience and a win? You know what? You know who's looming around the corner? The team that plays about a mile from here.
I've seen it too many times in my life. Two things here, Neil. Number one, this is a prototypical Bears team. They're going to try to get the big play on the special teams. They're going to try to force that big turnover on the defense. The Bears have been running that way for years. Let's be honest. And I'm going to go in the way back machine, okay? Honestly, and I'm sure you're old enough to remember this, Pete, you're old enough to remember this, when the Lions decided that they wanted to hand the reins to a young quarterback by the name of Charlie Batch back in the day. You know what happened in that locker room? I watched grown men go like this. It's like they let the fucking air right out of this. Am I allowed to swear?
Listen to you right now. They handed the reins to Charlie Batch.
Charlie Batch. And
Sean, we rolled that out.
And you tried to tell people,
God.
hey, guys, rookie quarterbacks really don't do well more often than not. They just don't. No, Barry. No, it's a rookie quarterback, man. And little did we know that was Barry's last season. It's amazing how that works itself out. So I feel the same way. The Bears' hype this year was disgusting. And I'm not just saying that because I have hatred, the power of 10,000 suns for the Bears. I really, truly do. There's nothing there. I'm sorry. I don't fear the Bears at all.
It's the power of the Hard Knocks. That
1,000%. The hype.
We all jumped on the hype train because of the Hard Knocks, and all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, and I'm one of the guys. We love Matt Eberflus. We like what he's doing over there in Chicago. We had no clue. We just fell for the hype, and it showed obviously today, guys.
Listen. I worked with Matt many years ago when I was down in Toledo, and he was an assistant. And their head coach, Gary Pinkel, told me point blank. He said, this guy's going to be a head coach someplace. I kid you not, circa 98, 99. Little did I know it would be with the Chicago Bears. They don't have the personnel. They have to rely on those things like blocking the punt or getting a gift defensively. They don't. This is not a good team. I know they did a good job of bringing in some good talent, but that good talent is run by a rookie quarterback. And I'm not at the point that Neil is. I'm not ready to say that Caleb Williams is going to be complete and utter garbage long term. And I'm not going to argue with you. I can tell you this. He's going to be complete and utter garbage this year because that's what rookie quarterbacks do in the National Football League. This isn't a new phenomenon,
Sean,
man.
I'm ready like Usain Bolt in the Olympics in the starting block. I'm waiting for that gun to go off, and that gun went off at 1:02 today. Bang! Boom! I shot out of those starting blocks, and here I am right now. It is. Pete, you drilled it. It is. It's the Hard Knocks effect with no substance. With no substance on it.
Just hype.
And I watched an inordinate amount of USC football. An inordinate amount. And the reason the hate is real is because I watched him just be a regular dude. He could light up the he could light up the San Jacinto States and stuff like that, and running the Ferrari offense and all that kind of stuff. But when it came down to it, when it was Oregon or Washington or Notre Dame on the road when he put up 140 yards, which was still 50 yards more than he had today, I'm not buying it, man. I'm not. You got to, like Rick Ross says, show us.
The problem with Caleb at USC is they didn't have anything closely resembling a defense. And what's interesting about USC so far this season is all of a sudden they decided they wanted to mix in a little defense. And so because of that, I don't want to trap on Caleb too much because he had to be perfect with that defense at his disposal. Now, again, do I think this guy's going to be a stud? I'm not saying he's going to be a stud. I'm not saying that at all. But I can tell you this. Rookie quarterbacks do as he did today. That's what rookie quarterbacks do. I've seen it too many times.
Here's where I'm at with it, okay? In the chat right now, Dad with Tourette's, no substance. They won 7 games and got better. That's the trap everybody's fallen into, Sean. That's the trap. They think it's linear. They think it's linear
100%.
in that, you know what the Bears are? They are exactly what they were last year, a 7-win football team. That's
now
what
with
they
the rookie
are,
quarterback.
With the rookie quarterback. Like when we start applying, when we work backwards on the stuff, that's what they are. And look, I'm not, that's enough time devoted to the Bears. It'll play itself out. Yeah, I mean, the Titans were in town with Will Levis. The dude puts mayonnaise in his coffee. Like, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know about this guy. So, again, wait till this team comes calling to the Chicago Bears and say it. Like, it's not linear. Guess what they're going to be this year? Around a 7 win. Their defense is good. Props to you. It's not going to work in this league. You have to score points in this league.
This league has changed, whether people want to admit it or not. I don't care. It's inconsequential. This is a league that is predicated on offense. Period. End of story. It's how much your offense is clicking. I don't know how else to say this. I would say this 5 years ago, and people would argue with me. We've seen rules changes. We've seen the way they call the game. It is predicated on offense. You better have your offense going, or you're not going to go very far. Thanks for playing, Bears.
No, absolutely. All right, Pete, let's do this. Let's take a break real quick. We come back. We'll get into the NFL. We'll update you with what's going on around here. Just kind of your takeaways. I'm stealing your bit from back in the day.
That's okay.
What did you see around the NFL? We're doing it. We're going to get back into the Rams-Lions stuff. We got Sean Belizean's matchup that we'll get into. Pete's parlay. Pete's prop parlay. Easier said than done, everybody. We'll get that to you also. We'll take a look back to Lions-Rams 1991. All that and more. Burn real quick in the chat. I don't care about the Bears and their rookie QB with no O-line. No one's brought that up either. The Vikings backup QB with only a little bit of a concern with the Packers and their 15 wide receivers 3 and no wide receivers 1.
Jaden Reed's pretty good.
He was all right.
You know where he went to school?
I'm familiar.
Do you have any
the
ideas?
first place team in the Big Ten?
Okay,
See, I'm going to get accused of being a Sparty now.
I just wanted to point that out.
He's the Sparty. I'm not the Sparty.
I just wanted to point
He's
that out.
He's the Sparty.
I'm just speaking factually. That's all. That's all.
Facts have no place in this business.
No, how dare we do that?
Neil, also the issue I have is that Eberflus might be a full step out the door if this doesn't go well, which doesn't bode well for Caleb either. Make no mistake, guys. It is. All right, let's do this. We are live at Second Best Bar in Detroit, couple of blocks away from LCA. The New Holland Brewing Lions pregame show. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Irish Whiskey.
And I got the New Holland Brew going here right now as we are getting ready for the watch party coming up after the pregame show, which is going on right here live from the Second Best Bar in Detroit. But again, following the show here today, you can head to the watch party. It's going to be live at Hayes Social out there at 21 Mile and Hayes Road. You can do the watch party with the heavyweights, and then after the watch party is over with the gang, you can check out the post-game show with Stick and Anson, also from Hayes Social. They'll be going as long as you want to go. They will be breaking down all the stats from the games, and of course, they will have some post-game sound as well. The sun's coming at me. The sun is shining right now on Detroit late this evening as we get ready for the Lions and the Rams coming up this evening. And we have the pregame show here right now only on Detroit's numero uno sports station, and that would be Woodward Sports.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Back at it here, the Lions pregame show, Woodward Sports Network. We're live at Second Best Bar, a couple blocks away from Little Caesars Arena. Big props to New Holland Brewing, by the way. We're enjoying the Dutch Taller long drink, which is phenomenal. New Holland, man. People sleep on their bourbon. Their bourbon's electric, and these are great.
I'm not joking. This is my new favorite beer. I'm serious. This is smooth. 6%, but man, it is smooth.
It'll get you where you want to go.
Like you, I'm a whiskey man, but this is like, honest to goodness, this is my new favorite beer. Hi, I'm Sean Belegian, and I highly suggest this beer. Like, it really is that. All right, Pete, you want me to do it? Hi, I'm Sean Belegian, and I highly suggest this beer. You guys try it, and like, honestly, I'm not going to give you a money-back offer or anything like that, but it's a good, smooth beer.
No, and again, I celebrate off the rip. You guys know I'm a bourbon guy. New Holland Beer Barrel Bourbon Cask Strength. It's sparse around here. If you get up Lansing way, it's available everywhere. It's about 128 proof, Sean. It'll get you where you need to go in short order. I'll just say it like that. I'm not like I know.
I like the journey. I do. I like the journey.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. I'm not as tough as you are. I'm not as weathered as you are. I don't do the Canadian whiskey, the Irish whiskey. I haven't seen enough adversity in life, so I have to go the sweeter bourbon routes and stuff like that. So, all right, Sean. Lions Rams tonight. The city is buzzing. People are down here at Second Best Bar. The place is packed. You can barely move around. Sean Belegian's matchup to watch. I want to dive deep. Sean, what's the one thing that you're focusing in on here tonight?
If we want to be honest, and I think it's very important in this business to be honest, okay? And I think honesty comes in two folds. There's the long-term look. Yes, I think the Lions are a 12-5 team. Yes, I think the Lions are going to be down in the Big Easy, right? With that being said, tonight, let's play a game of pretend. Matthew Stafford has been watching tape.
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry.
John.
John Stafford has been watching tape all week long. He has been watching tape all week long. Do you think he's sitting at home right now, or as it were, in Ford Field, salivating over the potential of Puka, Cooper, and Demarcus Robinson going up against this secondary?
Yes.
Because the big question about this team, I don't have an answer to, you don't have an answer to, nobody has an answer to, is what is this secondary going to do on the field? I think I know the answer. I really do. I think I know the answer, Neil. And you know why I think I know the answer? Because of the cachet that the general manager has built, all right? But we don't know the answer until we see it down on the field, okay? And much like we were talking about Caleb Williams and rookie quarterbacks in the National Football League, you are a rookie cornerback. You're on an island. How many times did we hear that with guys coming into the Lions, right? This guy is on an island. This is arguably the three positions that I always hear people talk about, Neil, and I think rightfully so, are tight end, because there's so many things for a rookie tight end to do in the National Football League. Obviously the quarterback and the cornerback. You don't get a lot of help out there. And so Matthew Stafford has three capable options at wide receiver, and he's going to look around the field. And it's almost like that scene. You're familiar with the Water Boy, right?
Correct.
Remember when he's lining up the ball and he's ready to try that onside kick and he sees the one guy kind of shiver and he goes, "There's my bitch. There's my bitch."
That's the way I feel about Caleb Williams.
He's going to be looking at the rookie cornerbacks, man. I mean, make no mistake about that. So this goes hand in hand with the point that you made very early on in the show, Neil, that let me strike that. When the Lions say we're going to run on you, the more that they keep that Rams offense off the field, the better I will feel. Because whether we want to admit it or not is inconsequential. A young cornerback and multiple young cornerbacks and Matthew Stafford and receivers of that caliber, in particular the top two, that's kind of a scary matchup and one that we all better be cognizant of.
No, and in the chat, Sean, before you even got to it, it was right away. It was Alan W. Terrian on Cup or Puka is a matchup I'm watching. Charles McClain, I want to see Arnold against Puka. Now, granted, those were sandwiched around a Just a Fam. Boo them kids. Now,
boom.
You know.
Boom.
No, but Sean, it is. And I've said this. I think you and I did a show together where I was talking about it. I talked about it last week as well. The Terrian Arnold we see tonight will not be the Terrian Arnold
100%.
We see in the middle of October.
100%.
Which will not be the Terrian Arnold we see in the middle of November. Which will not be the Terrian Arnold we see in the middle of December. Which will not be the Terrian Arnold we see in the middle of January and hopefully the beginning of February.
And that's why I'm going to stress to people tonight, don't put too much into this.
Thank you.
Do not put too much into this. This kid is going to go like this during the course of the season. It might be tough tonight, okay? There might be people that actually slander the good name of Brad Holmes. I hope you shout them down. But all jokes aside, I mean, really, that's where we're at tonight because you're talking about two phenomenal wide receivers, and I say that with respect and the tip of the cap in Puka and Cup, and Robinson's no slouch either. So I think that's something to keep an eye on tonight, fellas. I really do.
I think also something to keep an eye on tonight, guys, is Brian Branch. He's going to run the whole secondary being back there at the safety, and I want to see if he can command that secondary to be where they're supposed to be in their assignments. He's going to be the captain back there. He's going to be the one making it happen on the route running. So I'm anxious, guys, to see how Brian Branch plays tonight.
No, good call.
Dante 151, 6-1 Tigers right now. Tigers up 6-1. They're going to get a win and take the series. Just makes you God, Friday night.
Are you talking September baseball? Are we talking September baseball, meaningful September baseball?
I still don't know the answer to that. I still don't know the answer to that. Woodward Sports chat thread, jump in to there. Go Blue. The Don. Ha ha. So that made, when I saw that from a Michigan fan, I had to look and check the stats. Donovan Edwards, 41 yards rushing, 1 catch for 2 yards. Did he fool us, Sean? No, don't start. Let's start. Don't start. That's me. That's my fault. That's
I'm
my fault.
not saying anything. They all want to jump on me anyway. I don't even hide my Spartiness.
Sean, I apologize to you.
Okay.
I'll apologize to the people of Woodward Sports and in the chat. That was my fault. I have to wear that, and when I'm driving home tonight, I have to think about my actions.
Great shame. Feel great shame.
I will.
Great shame.
I'm sorry. Go Blue, I apologize to you and the Michigan community. I do. I was told him to win the Heisman was a lock. That's all. That's all I'm saying. We'll talk about it tomorrow on Big D Energy. No, but we are live at Second Best in Detroit, the New Holland Lions pregame show brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and, of course, Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. We're getting it done. We're taking care of business as everyone else is here. We got all the games on everywhere. They got an area outside. It's incredible here. I'm mad at myself.
Did you know there's real juice in this too? Were you aware of that?
I know there's real gin in it. I know that. I know it's over 6%. I know that.
This is really good.
Shout out
beer.
to New Holland. And their bourbon slaps. All of it.
Absolutely.
All of it. But yeah, so again, we're talking about Sean Ballegiant's matchup, and it just goes back with this to me, Sean. That's why, again, and no one's talked about it. That's why I think sometimes I'm one of the smarter guys in Detroit sports media, because no one has talked about it. It is a non-negotiable that this team runs the football. Did we forget Penei Sewell's here? I feel as though we did.
It is, it's not cool and it's not popular. There's so much euphoria right now in this town. I mean, we're at second best bar down here in Midtown, just north of Little Caesars Arena, and there is a party atmosphere. Nobody wants to talk about the potential that Matthew Stafford might have his way with a rookie or two, mind you, in this secondary. But, Neil, I'm happy that you brought us back down to earth by letting us know that the Rams don't have a choice. If the Lions want to run the ball, they're going to run the ball.
It is not up to the Rams.
It's not up to the Rams. It's not their choice. They have no choice in the matter. I accept that. I move on.
The menu is predetermined. They don't get to order off the menu. If they want the Nashville chicken sandwich with the coleslaw here at Second Best Bar, guess what? That is not on the menu. You will get broccoli. You get broccoli. That's what you get tonight. You can either eat it and get full or starve to death. Those are your only choices.
That's your choice.
Aaron Donald's not walking through that door.
No, sir.
He's not. He's not walking through that door
One
tonight.
of the greatest disruptors that we've seen is sitting somewhere on his couch. And I hope you're enjoying life, Aaron. Don't come back anytime soon, okay?
Yeah. At least not in the next couple hours.
No, I'd rather not. Thank you.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, burn in all caps. We're back. We are back, everybody.
100%.
Sean, we are less than 2 hours away from the kick.
I love it.
We are less than 2 hours away from the kick. We are less than 2 hours away from the kick, everybody. Pete, you want to get into it? Pete's props parlay.
Should we start that now? Absolutely.
We've been talking about gambling.
Yeah.
Young Justin, who's here in the building,
he just hit
a
for 700.
5-leg touchdown scorers parlay.
And maybe Justin should be doing the picks instead
Justin
of me.
actually bought the whole bar around. It was unbelievable. He's the most
shout
popular
out to
guy
Justin.
in here. He's saving souls right now as we speak. Young Jesus is saving souls right now as we speak.
No, absolutely. So shout out to him, a college kid with $700 in his account. What could go wrong?
As he crosses, there he is.
Yeah, there he is right there, yeah. $700 richer. Yeah.
Nice job, Justin.
Yeah. Shout out, Justin. Shout out. But yeah, Pete.
Yeah. Should we do it?
We're about the gambling on here. Shout out to our fine friends at Caesars Sportsbook, by the way.
Caesars Sportsbook, absolutely
So
here,
Pete,
gentlemen.
break it down. If you want to be like young Justin and you want to hit a big prop parlay, show him the way, Pete.
Well, I don't just want to be like Justin. I think we should all be like Justin, and let's show them the way here, folks. Head to your Caesars app right now. We use Caesars here at woodwardsports.com, and here is the parlay for tonight. We are going Lions heavy here, everybody. Check it out. We have a 4-pick parlay here for the same game. I'm taking the Detroit Lions money line. Also, you want to know who the third receiver is on this team?
Don't say it.
Most likely.
Don't say it.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh, all right.
And I think that he is going to score a touchdown tonight. Also, Jameson Williams. He's going to get in the end zone as well tonight. And I think that David Montgomery is good for over 57.5 yards.
I'll take it.
So your parlay at plus 1,200. At plus 1,200, $10 pays $120. Detroit Lions money line, Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown, Jameson Williams touchdown, and David Montgomery over 57.5 rushing yards. Gentlemen, this is your bets at 12-1, my friends. How is that?
Now, Sean, every great story starts with, it looks so good on paper.
It looks so good, right.
It looks so good on paper.
It does, and you know what? I like the JMO. I do. I think, especially on the heels of the way they finished the season last year.
Right.
That's what I'm looking at. And again, I hope that people consider this and take it, into consideration. I'm not sitting here making those bombastic predictions for J-Mo because I don't give a shit. I don't. You know what? I want him to be a viable threat. I want him to keep defenses honest. I want him to be that guy that doesn't necessarily, again, have to put up 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns, but to be that threat that we saw down the stretch where one game it might be his turn to light it up. And so because of that, I think tonight, statement by the Detroit Lions, find a way to put the ball in his hand and utilize that, pressing the X button while playing a video game, and let's find a way to get him in the end zone.
Sean, it's very simple. The math tells you if you put the ball in Jameson Williams' hands 8 times, you get a touchdown out of that.
Yep.
That's not my opinion, Sean. That is fact.
Well, I like facts. I do. I like to speak in fact, and I think that's a very important point to bring up.
And guys, what better game for Jameson Williams to make a statement than game one? This is the reason why he's in the parlay. He's in the game plan, guys. They want to make a statement with J-Mo tonight. 1 touchdown, 2, I don't care. He's getting in the end zone tonight. Statement night.
I think that's
fair. Can I offer something? And maybe we can get, hey, young Justin, can you get me Khalif Raymond to score a touchdown? What's the number? Sean, I'm telling you, they have a WR3 on this team.
Undervalued.
And no one has said a word about him in this entire city.
Good call.
And Sean, I added him in every fantasy league. Added him. Didn't even have to draft him. I'm waiting for young Justin to get me the number on it. What do we got? Anytime TD score. 4-1. Give it a spin.
Why not, young Justin? You're playing with house money right now. Give her a spin.
Young Justin, do it.
Look at him. He's doing it right now.
Well, he is doing it.
That wasn't hard.
There he is.
Neil, just to add on to that, he's going to be returning kicks, if I'm correct.
There you go.
Bam.
I believe this, Sean. Like, when everybody talked about the whole Reynolds situation, young Justin just got in on it, by the way. There he is, everybody. Except when you take Michigan. More on that later. But anyway, Sean.
Never bet with your heart, young man. That's a life lesson. Never bet with your heart.
The silence by the Lions in this whole WR3 situation screams volumes to me. There are 2 guys in the NFL that I am huge on, that are off the radar, that were available to pick up in your fantasy leagues. Number 1 is Khalif Raymond, and the other one is J.K. Dobbins.
There you go.
Checks notes, J.K. Dobbins, 10 carries, 135 yards, and a touchdown.
Is that good?
On my bench, too.
Well, here's the deal. The Chargers, it's Jim Harbaugh as the coach. He is going to do what he has done the entire time he's been a coach. And I've always said this, look, he's an elite football coach. I get labeled a Michigan hater all the time. He's an elite football coach. Period, end of story. And he's going to do it his way, and he told you all that when they walked in the scene in the draft last year. He took his big Notre Dame offensive tackle, and he went about his way. Khalif Raymond, I get those same vibes from. Nobody's saying a word about Khalif Raymond. Just watch. Just watch. Young Justin's in at 4-1.
I'll throw a bet down for you, buddy. I'm going in right now.
Get in there.
Going in.
Get in there,
Going in, baby.
So I love every second of it. And you know what? That's the thing. I keep going back to this. There are so many different ways that this team can hurt other teams. And that's the beauty of this offense. That's the beauty of the vision of Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes is they set this up where so many different cats, it might be their day. It might be their day. That's the beauty of this offense. And I think tonight, I think they're going to serve notice on the National Football League and say, hey, you know what? I know we've only seen him in brief glimpses, but y'all better be ready. There's a little cat named J-Mo that's ready to do some damage. And I think that's fantastic.
Look, everything we're talking about will not all be week 1. It will not all be tonight against the Rams. All of that can't happen. When you are a good football team, as the Detroit Lions are a good football team, these things play out as the season goes on. There is no Look, we all know what Amon-Ra St. Brown is. We all know where the numbers will end up. But the bottom line is good teams take turns.
Right.
People take turns on the good teams. That's the way it always works. I hearken back to the Pistons' bad boy days. The first quarter was Buda Edwards. He had 14 points every first quarter of every game and then didn't score again. Then Vinnie Johnson would score in the second quarter. Like that, good teams have a roadmap. They have a formula. And it will be, Khalif Raymond will pop off. He will. Jamison Williams will pop off. Amon-Ra will be Amon-Ra. They're known quantities. That they are absolutely known. So, again, it all goes back to that.
And, I go back to the world of hockey every time. As you go back to basketball, I go back to the world of hockey. And I had this conversation with young Flannel Sam because he is a stataholic. I'm a recovering stataholic. I openly admit
You're
that.
You're never going to go back there, though.
I'm never going back. But it's interesting. You know what? You bring in a Luc Robitaille. You bring in a Brett Hull to the 01-02 Red Wings. And if you were one of those stataholics, you say to yourself, well, why the hell didn't Brett Hull do what Brett Hull does and score 60, 70 goals? Why didn't Luc Robitaille put up 115, 120, 140 points? Because they don't have to. When you can roll 4 lines, that's where you're making the damage because at that point in time, any one of those lines can hurt you. And that's the way that I look at the Detroit Lions right now. I look at the Detroit Lions like a team that says, you know what? Maybe today it's Montgomery. Maybe it's Gibbs. Maybe it's Laporta. Maybe it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Maybe it's Jamo. That's a wonderful position to be in, Neil, where you don't have to put all the eggs in one basket and ask your star to be a star each and every Sunday or Monday, as it were.
And Sean, when you say maybe it will be and you list those names, I'll follow that up and say it will be. It will be. It will be one of those names. It will be.
I'm not going to argue with you,
It's proven.
I'm not going to argue with you.
It's proven, man. Like Sean Hart-Yu says, Khalif breaks out with a touchdown on a big play. And there is – no one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. Tom Kennedy, 2 catches, 29 yards. Both of them on third down for a first down. Kennedy! Mr. Kennedy! All right, that might have been a little extra.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what? Out of respect for you, I stayed quiet. But, hey, you know what? Maybe 1 out of 17 games is Tom Kennedy Day.
Kennedy.
Why not? You sounded like Summerall there. You really. Kennedy. Touchdown. Kennedy.
No, but they can do it any way that you want to do it. Pete, let's do this. Let's take a break.
You got it, buddy.
We'll spin around the NFL. We'll do that. We'll get back in. We'll take a spin back to the Lions-Rams, 1991. Hey, guys, we are about an hour and a half away here on the Lions pregame show, brought to you by New Holland, live at Second Best Bar. Shout out Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Shout out Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. We'll be back with more. This is Woodward Sports, the best Detroit sports network in Detroit.
Right after the pregame show, you're going to watch the watch party, which is going to be live from Hayes Social 21 and Hayes Road. If you're out that way, head to the watch party and join the heavyweights as they watch the Lions take on the Rams. And don't forget, if you're out there, boo them kids as well. Then after the watch party is over, you can check out the Lions post-game show with Stick and Anson. The heavies will be there as well as they break down all the stats from tonight's game. They're also going to have post-game sound from the coach and players as well. So make sure you tune in to the best post-game Lions coverage in all of Metro Detroit and on Detroit's #1 sports network, and that is only Woodward Sports.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on. A baby stroller for Coda. A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Welcome back to the Lions pregame show, brought to you by New Holland Brewing. Check out the Dutch Taller long drink, by the way. Sean Belizean smashing them. We're here having them. They're good. Lions pregame show. We're live at Second Best Bar in Midtown Detroit. We're like 2 blocks away from LCA. It's a short walk to the stadium, so come on out here. The food is incredible. The vibes are immaculate. All of it is going on here. You're just a short walk to Ford Field as well. And low-key, take advantage of that Midtown parking scene, by the way. Tons of side roads down here. You feel me? I'm giving you a little insider tip.
Something smells really good in the air, too. I can't quite
Could it be Nashville chicken sandwiches with coleslaw on them?
It might be Nashville chicken sandwiches, or it might be something else. But
who knows?
Something smells really good in the air. I can't quite place it.
No, absolutely. Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. John Fisher, this is the Tom Kennedy pregame show. The Lions are just a part-time act. I'm a big Tom Kennedy guy. Mr. Kennedy. He's my guy.
Okay. I hope he is part of that contingent that we talked about. Maybe 1 week is the Tom Kennedy week, and I'd be happy for my friend Neil, and I would be happy for the Detroit Lions.
There you go. Alan W., breaking. James Houston's on the inactive list. Just dropped on Lions Twitter. I don't know that I like that. We'll get into that coming up in just a couple of minutes. But Sean wanted to do this. Just reset, spin around the league. To quote a good friend of mine, what did you see in the NFL this Sunday?
Well, you know what? It's tough as we sit back and, enjoy this incredible ambiance down here at Second Best Bar in Midtown. It's tough with the 4 o'clock games, so I'll go back to the 1 o'clock games. I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to be a danger, not that much of a danger, but Sam Darnold did what he had to do. The Vikings found a way to win the game. I think that the Chicago Bear hype is not warranted. I'm going to sit back. I have no problem saying that. All the people that thought look out for the Falcons, and in fairness, Neil, I was one of them. The Pittsburgh Steelers just keep doing Pittsburgh Steeler things. It's amazing. That is such a solid franchise. I know they haven't won in a long, long time, but that team just keeps doing Pittsburgh Steeler things.
Now, I'm glad Sam Flannel's not here because he would be upset when I tell you Mike Tomlin is a witch. He's a flat-out witch. There's no other way to describe it. What if I told you pregame Sean, because everyone was slurping up the Atlanta Falcons. My thing was everyone just threw the Buccaneers in the trash when they brought their quarterback back in, who's fine. Baker Mayfield's fine. He's on a huge discount to market. He makes half what Dak Prescott makes. And what if I told you, I know you were brought up on the betting scene the same way I was when I was a younger buck.
I also recovered from that. I just want the record to show I recovered.
I know that we were both children of that.
We could share some stories.
The old parlay card that used to go around the halls of Fraser High School.
We all had our own guy. I mean, back in the day, Pete, I know you can appreciate that. We all had my guy was the fat man. Okay, yeah. I would meet the fat man in the alley of a local establishment on the mean streets of Livonia. We would place our bets, and then he would tell me, if you don't pay your bets, I might have a couple of my friends come visit you. So things have changed in that regard, but you're absolutely right.
As with me, when I was a younger buck, the parlay card that used to go around the halls of Fraser High School, I was the proprietor of that, and then I would lay that off to the people, and I would get my free parlay cards that I used to do. And then I realized at one time I was kind of handing money over every week and never giving money out to anyone.
Yeah.
So I just kind of stopped handing the money over.
Amazing how that works out, isn't it?
That's all I'll leave it at.
And back in the bowling leagues, when we were doing bowling, everybody was always handing out the slips at bowling.
Yeah.
I mean, I just asked Maz. I think Maz still partakes. So there you go.
There you go.
They always.
But Sean,
always bark.
I took the long route to asking you this. Back in the betting days, the Pittsburgh Steelers today, if I told you Justin Fields would throw for 156 yards and no touchdowns, Najee Harris would have 20 carries for 70 yards and no touchdowns, and their leading receiver would be George Pickens, 6 catches, 85 yards and no touchdowns, what would you have bet on the Falcons?
I think the Steelers would win the game because it was the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And you would be right.
That's what the Steelers do. Like, honestly, that's what they do. And I'm with you. I'm in the Mike Tomlin fan club. I really am. They find a way.
6 field goals.
The Pittsburgh Steelers find a way. That's just what they do. It starts with their scouting. It starts with, really looking at guys a couple years in advance. They always seem to find that guy. Pickens, a very underrated piece as far as I'm concerned, but that's what the Steelers do. By the way, congratulations. I don't want to go full Sparty on you. Congratulations to Jim Harbaugh on getting it done in his inaugural game with the Chargers.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Soccer Night in Detroit. The NFC North is in shambles. Lions 13-4. I will give it pause, Sean, and say this. I don't respect the Chicago Bears. Largely in part, I have a lot of respect for their defense, but I have zero respect for Caleb Williams. That's documented.
Fair.
But they won.
Yep.
The Minnesota Vikings won. The Green Bay Packers lost and lost their quarterback. So for me, the bottom line is this. Does that add to the game tonight? Certainly it adds to the game tonight because the Lions, their path to the Super Bowl and going to where we expect them to go runs through winning the division first. It does. All in all, I would say it was a pretty good weekend for the NFC North as far as the Lions are concerned. With the Lions being incomplete, the Packers losing their quarterback. And look, I know people say, I never want to see people get hurt. I'm different. I don't care. I don't care that he's down. Hey, Sean, you think they cried for me all those years?
They did.
When they stumbled into Brett Favre and stumbled into Aaron Rodgers, do you think they cared for me? I don't give a shit that he's out for 4 games. I don't care. That's the way the NFL works. Jordan Love's down, and they're in trouble now, and I like it, and you like it too, and all Lions fans should like it. Do I prey on his downfall? Am I T Grizzly? Oh, maybe I do. I don't know. But that being said, Sean, I don't care that he got hurt. I don't care. It's good for the Lions.
I hope that people don't do the time-honored Detroit Lion tradition of living week by week, okay? If the Lions, God forbid, fall a game behind, I don't care. I really don't. I know in my heart of hearts, I know the Detroit Lions are a better team than the teams around them. And it might take a couple weeks. It might take 3 weeks. Neil, it might take 4 weeks. But eventually the cream rises to the top. And that's the way I feel like the Detroit Lions in this division right now. I think that the Lions are going to find a way to just keep going like this. So the people that after week 1, let's say the unthinkable happens and the Lions gasp lose to the Rams tonight. You know what? I don't like it, especially against Matthew Stafford. Let's be perfectly blunt. But at the end of the day, I'm convinced that the Detroit Lions are a better team than the teams around them in the conference and in the division. And I think you're going to see that work accordingly.
And that is the root of all of it.
100%.
They are just better. They're built better. They've drafted better. Their contracts are better. And, oh, by the way, we didn't get into this. Since we're kind of talking about the NFL, we saw Dak Prescott get the most guaranteed money ever in the history of the NFL. $60 million a year, but 6 years, $240, $231 million of it guaranteed. $1 million more than Deshaun Watson, by the way. That wasn't by accident. Sean, here's another point that I want to illustrate for this Detroit Lions organization. And if you're late to the party, if you're same old Lions, if you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, here's the deal. There was no world where the Cowboys were not going to sign Dak Prescott. No world. They had to do it. They knew they had to do it. More importantly, Dak's agent knew they had to do it. Dak knew they had to do it. You knew they had to do it. Everybody here at Second Best Bar knew they had to do it. The world knew.
Jerry Jones doing Jerry Jones things.
And Sean, that is it right there. Why do you not just get out in front of it and save yourself $15 million or whatever you got to do?
This is why the Dallas Cowboys have been and also ran
for
since
30
the
years.
95 season. Really, it is. It just, do you know what it is? It's kicking the can down the road. That's what the Dallas Cowboys have done now for 29 years. Just kick the can down the road. And look, I know there are a lot of die-hard Dallas Cowboy fans out there. You know it, and you're going to get mad at me because you know it. It's misguided anger. It is literally the poster child of misguided anger. You know that what Neil is saying, what I'm saying is factually correct, but you're still going to get mad at people for bringing it up. Congratulations, you're going to have a good season, and that's all it's going to be. That's been the Dallas Cowboy way for 29 years now.
Hold on. Tev Sauce in the chat says, let's go Lions. Neil, did you see Russell Wilson was inactive, but still suited up in full pads? Of course Russell Wilson did that. I was surprised to hear it was a calf, right? That was the thing with Russell Wilson, the calf. I was surprised that he didn't loosen that up in the aisle of the plane on the flight down there because, you know, he likes to do calisthenics on the airplane in the aisleway because he did that before. What a douche he is. What an absolute douche Russell Wilson is, man.
I think that's a good fit, though. I'm not going to lie. Am I allowed to say that? Putting that guy in with Tomlin and the Steelers, I think it's a good fit.
No, I mean, hey, I'm telling everybody to look out for it because Justin Fields under Mike Tomlin.
We'll see.
Everything will be controlled. Like Sean today, 17-23, $156, but he ran for almost 60 yards.
I'm not going to miss that 2 times a year. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to miss that 2 times a year. That's just what they did, and that's what made the Bears stay. I mean, even last year, you look at those 2 games. I mean, it could have turned out a different way. There's no mistake about that.
Emerald Eyes 7 says Lego head Russell Wilson. He has Lego hair, by the way. You know, you pop it off.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, you stepped on a few back in your day.
I've had Lego hair many times. If I took my cap off right now, I think I'd have Lego hair.
No, yes. Baldwin 810. We need an Ermanni and Edwards versus Big D Energy episode. We don't need that. No. You know who doesn't need that? Ermanni and Edwards doesn't need that.
Well, yeah, there's no way I could probably represent that way.
No, I do. But it is. It's the Lions pregame show brought to you by New Holland Brewing. We're here at Second Best Bar in Detroit. Shout out Sabbath Coffee Roasters as well. They're on East 14 Mile in Clawson. Shout out Tullamore Irish Whiskey. We're talking Lions. We're talking Rams. Let's do this, Pete. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Sean and I will go in the Wayback Machine. Lions-Rams 1991. He was in the building. And we'll ride off Talking about the matchup, everybody, it is time. We are less than 90 minutes away from Lions, Rams, Sunday night. It's going down for real, everybody. And we're doing it better than any other sports network in Detroit, that even the flagship, everybody. And the numbers say that you guys agree. Hey, and real talk, thanks for every single one of you for watching tonight. We appreciate you. I know a lot of the regulars are in there, as always. I see some new faces in there as well. Welcome, everybody. There's not a better pregame show than this, what we got going on right here. We'll be back with more. It's a Woodward Sport.
Yes, welcome in, everybody. That is true. But don't forget to boo them kids tonight. So we really do appreciate you watching our pregame show. We still have more to come. We'll be here till 7:30. But after this pregame show is over, make sure you stay tuned to Woodward Sports for the watch party with the heavyweights live from Hayes Social, 21 Mile and Hayes Road. Go out there and join them if you're in the area. And check out the watch party as they watch Lions, Rams. They'll watch the Lions beat the Rams. And then after that, it's the Lions post-game show with the great Stick and Anson, also live from Hayes Social, again, 21 Mile and Hayes Road. They will have all the post-game stats of the Lions' upcoming win against the Rams, and they will also have all the post-game sound as well. Check out Stick and Anson on the Lions post-game show on Detroit's #1 sports network, and there's nothing like it, and it's Woodward Sports.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome back, everybody. Second best bar. New Holland Brewing presents the Lions pregame show. Neil Rule, the legend Sean Belizean. We have Pete Spivak in the house. Silent Mike is over there. He hasn't said a word. He's on brand. That's how you know Silent Mike has his game face on. He is locked in. Look at him. He is locked in, ready to go, not saying a word. That's focus.
I've not met Silent Mike, but I understand why they call him Silent Mike.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm totally
He's on
with
brand.
it. And Silent Mike, my man, way to go. Do what you do, right? Do what you do. Wait a second. Hold on. I think
hey.
he's about to break that right
Silent
now.
Mike, say hi to the people,
glass ceiling's going to ruin.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Mom,
there he is. All right, Silent Mike, that's enough. That's enough for one day.
No longer Silent Mike.
Yeah, that's enough. That took a lot right there for Silent Mike. No, Silent Mike's the man. He is the absolute man. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, shout out. We got our guy Noah here. Chase is here. Young Justin is here. We're squad deep. We are absolutely squad deep here at Second Best Bar. Officially my new favorite bar in the Detroit area. We're in Midtown, 2 blocks away from LCA.
Great location. It really is. Midtown, like a completely underrated jewel here in the D.
All right, let's go into the Wayback Machine, Sean. This is an element that I want to do every week. We do the Lions pregame show here on Woodward Sports. I take a look back to a classic matchup. And look, the easy button, the low-hanging fruit would be you go back to the playoff game last year. We don't do the easy button stuff here. We go deep. Sean, let me take you back to November 17th, 1991. Let me take you back to a game that Sean Belizean was in attendance.
I was.
To a game, a young Neil Rule, who in between listening to Boys to Men, had on the radio because the games weren't sold out back then, and you had to listen to home games on the radio. So you young bucks out there, you don't know how well you have it, everybody. But with that being said, Sean, Lions 21, Rams 10, a game the Lions trail 10-7 going into the fourth quarter that would see the Lions and Eric Kramer connect on 2 touchdown passes. Robert Clark, and then he hit Mike Farr 34 yards in the fourth quarter to cement it. The Lions get the 21-10 win in a game where Jim Everett threw for 308 yards and a touchdown, in a game where Barry Sanders had 26 carries for 57 yards, and the Lions won that game anyway. A bizarre game, but of course, and Pete, you have it too, the game will be forever known as the tragedy that happened to Mike Utley. Mike Utley was paralyzed in the game, and that was really a scary, scary scene. You were at the Silverdome. Tell everybody about that.
I was. First of all, let me give a shout-out to my boy Anson Wells in the house. You'd love to see that. Hi, Anson. How are you, buddy?
Now, remember, Anson will be on the post-game show at Hayes Social.
That he's bad. He's nationwide. You might remember a few years ago on Woodward Sports, I did the Smoke Show with my buddy Mike. Mike and I were at the game. We were young kids. And I'm not joking, it was one of the worst football games you'd ever imagine. It really was. It caught fire in the fourth quarter, but the silence that I remember in the Silverdome on that day was deafening. It really was, because the most important thing that I would tell people is when you know something's serious is when you watch the reaction of guys down on the field.
The professionals, yeah.
Yeah, and the guys down on the field knew that there was something wrong with Mike Utley. And if you remember, I mean, we all have wonderful memories from that team, 12-4, pounded the Dallas Cowboys in January of 1992. But the Lions going into that game had lost a couple in a row, and a lot of Lions fans, including yours truly, sat back and said, here we go again. We've been in this position before. The Lions found a way, as you mentioned, to get it done in the fourth quarter. But after the game, your thoughts were only on Mike Utley. And then you heard, I'll never forget exactly where I was. I was at Square Lake and Telegraph Road when you heard the news that Mike Utley was in the hospital and how serious it was.
Right.
I'll never forget exactly where it was. And what was so cool about that season was taking the ultimate negative. I mean, one of your Warriors is gone forever. You know, where you're not thinking about football anymore. You're thinking about this cat being a contributing member to society. And the way the Lions turned that ultimate negative into a positive, I'll never forget it. And I was fortunate enough to work with Lomas Brown, to befriend Lomas Brown. His speech before the Lions-Bears game in 91, I'll never forget it. I will never – the noise in that Silverdome on that particular day was phenomenal. You know, where he evoked the name of Mike Utley and said that they were guaranteeing the rest of the season and playing the rest of the season for their teammate. And of course, we all know what happened at that point in time. They all went like this. And I've always said, Neil, that's one of my favorite Lion games ever. Because growing up for me, I watched what Mike Ditka and the Bears did. And whether I want to admit it or not is inconsequential, I was always jealous of the Bears. Because I wanted to be the Bears.
Right.
I wanted to be the Bears so much. And on that day, on that Thanksgiving day, we out-bear the Bears. The Bears punched us, and we hit them about 50% harder. And it was glorious. And it was an ugly football game, but we won 16-6. And it was like, okay, maybe this year is different. We obviously knew that it was. But on that afternoon, we didn't know where the Lions season was going. The Rams weren't very good. It was a bad football game, but really, they took the ultimate negative.
That was the one that changed it.
Yeah, it did. They took the ultimate negative and turned it into a positive. And so in that regard, with all respect to Eric Andelsek to this day, that's a very memorable game. You know, as weird as that sounds, it's a very, very memorable game.
Yep, the Lions won that. They were 6-4 going in. They won it. They made it 7-4.
Yep.
And then they ran the table. They went 12-4, and that was our season up until last year. That was our season that we remembered.
I know a guy that decided at about 8 o'clock in the morning on that last game of the year against the Buffalo Bills that, why don't we drive to Buffalo and see if we can get some tickets? I'm not naming any names, but we made the 4-hour drive. We partied with those maniacs, and the game meant nothing to Buffalo. So we had all these people, after drinking for 3-4 hours, going, you want to go into the game? Okay, I'll go into the game. And for the Lions to find a way to get the job done and win the division, of course we had to wait 24 hours, was phenomenal. And then we found out that, we hosted the Dallas Cowboys, and the rest is history. But honest to goodness, Neil, that game is going to be a special game forever for the Detroit Lions. And, Mike Utley to turn the ultimate negative into a positive as an individual, I still give him a tip of the cap. But honest to goodness, it was one of those things where that team really seemed to go like that from that point in time. And you got to remember, guys, not just before 1991, but after 1991, you all know as well as I do, when adversity hit, this is a team that tucked that lion tail between their behind and put their head down, not in 91, and I think that's what made that so special.
Absolutely. Ben Richardson, I saw that game, so people talking about it as well in the chat. All right, Sean. Lions-Rams, as I'm looking at it right now, Detroit Lions a 5-point favorite. The over-under 53.5. That's according to Caesar Sportsbook, by the way. Shout out Caesar Sportsbook. It's go time, man. We're about an hour away from it. We're live here at Second Best Bar. These people have been here. You guys see it. These people have been here the whole time.
Props.
They were here before we even got here.
Props.
They are getting it in. That place is good. It's going to be pure insanity inside Ford Field. And Sean, this is us now, man. Sean, this is us now.
No, you nailed it, because in years gone by, what we've done, Neil, is we've looked at particular moments, right? We looked at Matt Prater hitting a field goal against the Vikings and Sam Bradford in 2016 and go, oh, man, the noise. And we looked at Javid Best's run on a Monday night against the Chicago Bears, and we said, I can't believe how loud that place was. Neil, this is us now. This is an every game thing. And tonight will be no different. And it's, again, it's a testament to what Dan Campbell has done to change this culture and what Brad Holmes has done to put the talent into this roster. It's a beautiful thing.
No, it absolutely is. Panthers catching a ton of slander in the chat right now for some reason. And lots to talk about the Tigers. Yes, the Tigers won. People saying they're 3.5 games out of the wild card So, again, it's coming down to it. We'll get into that tomorrow on Big D Energy. Lots of Lions talk as well. But Woodward Sports chat thread, burn. And this doesn't go understated. It's not just 11 on 11. It's going to be 11 versus 65,000 plus that are going to be insane. And you know they're going to be pulling out all the stops. They did the drone show last night, so we'll see that footage going on. And Sean, I go back to it, man. There's still parts of me that doesn't believe that this is our reality right now. What do you got, Pete?
Well, I was going to say you forgot one very, very important part of this evening's festivities. There's a banner that's going to be going up.
That is true. A championship, a division championship banner that will be going up.
Can I be a snob for a second? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You know what banner I want to see go up?
The big one.
The big one.
Sorry, I do.
You know what, Sean? I'm glad you brought that up because you're taking it in a direction that I want to take it to right now. Final 10 minutes of the Lions pregame show here on Woodward Sports. We're in that window.
Yep.
It is Super Bowl or bust.
100%.
This is where we are right now. This is where we live. We have our stars locked up. We have the mastermind as the general manager, and it is time tonight. And tonight is the first step, and the Rams are in the way, and John Stafford is in the way. And if you're in the way, you have to go down, and that is just it. And I don't care. I will not lose a second sleep over it because we are playing for a Super Bowl championship, everybody. This is where we are now. We are the primetime contenders for the Super Bowl. It is time. Last year was cute. It was a little more, I think, than we all thought it was going to be. And it was cute last year. It's not cute anymore, Sean. Now it's time to go.
That's what's different between now and a decade ago. I did a show with my boy Joik Bell here on the Woodward Sports Network, and he told me point blank that team in 2014 knew that they had a short window. Okay? They had an 11-5 season. We all know they got fucked in Dallas. We all know that, okay? But they knew that they had a short window, okay? The difference is this team's window is a lot larger. Why wait until next year? Why wait until 2 years, 3 years from now? Get her done now. And that road starts today. I have said forever, I refuse, absolutely, positively refuse, that the theory that this team sucks and always will sucks is reality. We're in a different reality right now, and it starts today.
Let me ask you guys a question that was asked on Woodward and Main this morning by Terry Foster. In the next 5 years, how many Super Bowls do you guys expect the Lions to make?
One. I think you got one shot. I do. It's not that easy, okay? It's
not linear.
No.
And guys, remember this too. It is not linear.
Unless you're Patrick Mahomes.
Just because you went to the championship game last year does not guarantee that you go to the Super Bowl this year.
I hate to quote Eminem, but you got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow because opportunity comes once in a lifetime. I think you got one shot. I really, truly believe that. Make your shot count. And I challenge people all the time. I look at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. 3-4 years ago, a lot of people said, it's no big deal. They'll be back. Will they? Will they? That's why you strike when the iron's hot. I think this is the year where everything comes together. And if there's an opportunity to stop history from being made, and, for example, the Kansas City Chiefs doing what no team has ever done before, winning 3 Super Bowls in a row. If there's one team that can step up and say, nah, not happening this year, it's the Detroit Lions.
Dad with Tourette's, and people, 2 seems to be the consensus, and that's kind of where I am. I expect them to go to a couple. I do. I expect them to cash one in. And look, I'm going to get killed for this. I don't know about this year, and I know Spenny on Big D Energy's like, they're in, they're winning it. I don't give a shit. I don't care about it. They're winning the Super Bowl this year. I get off the highway right before that, but Sean, I have a calm that washes over me about this franchise. Not this team this year, this franchise. And the calm that comes over me with it is I know in my heart, I know they will win a Super Bowl. In the next 5 years, I know, and maybe it's this year. Maybe it is. The window's open. Don't get it twisted. The window is open. I expect them to win. However, if they do not, I know that at some point they will. Brad Holmes is too good. Dan Campbell is too elite. Dan Campbell, by the way, all the stuff, and here's how I know, all the stuff that he gets maligned for is the reason they are good. The fourth down, the Dan Gamble, all of it. That's the way this game goes now. That's the way this game goes.
And Neil, and that's why the guys love him so much, because he has faith in those guys. What people look at weakness, I look at as strength. That's why the guys rally about him, because he's got faith in these guys to say, I know what conventional wisdom says. I know what the analytics says. And, here it comes, pardon my language. Fuck that. I believe in my guys. I believe that these guys are going to get it done. And I'm with you. I told Anson this. Anson and I did a show a couple weeks ago from the golf. I am going to dance on my grandfather's grave, because my grandfather told me in 1980, Sean, save yourself a lot of heartache. Don't invest in this Lions team. And I promised myself at that young age, when, not if, when the Lions win the Super Bowl, I am going to do an Irish jig. I might have Tullymore Dew in my hand when I do that, but I'm going to do the Lions won the Super Bowl, Grandpa. I hope wherever you are, you're watching it right now. That's going to happen. I refuse to think otherwise.
And that's my overriding message here. As we get ready to embark on this journey in less than an hour, that we ride together, that we'll have on Big D Energy tomorrow between 11 and 1, the live reaction to it, all of it. Don't forget the post-game show is going on. The live watch party, the heavyweights will be there. Calories will be consumed. Drinks will be consumed. That's what they do. Watch along with them. The post-game show, Stick and our guy Anson, they will have it for you at Hayes Social. Nobody is doing better coverage. We are where you go for Lions coverage. Make no mistake about that. But here's the deal. The Detroit Lions will win a Super Bowl. They will. And that's what brings me calm. They're built this way. All right, you guys in the Woodward Sports chat thread, Dad with Tourette's. Neil is the GOAT of Woodward Sports. Sean is one of the GOATs in the history of radio, an elite duo we were treated to. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Triple nickel. My zipper is actually at capacity right now. I'm fully bricked up. Get bricked up. Sean, look, it's uncertain, and it's a little scary, but this is the journey. Get bricked up, man.
100%.
We are here. The Lions. The Lions are here. We're one of the elite franchises in the National Football League. That is fact, not opinion. Here we go.
It is that we have been totally trained to think that things aren't real. We have. I mean, that's been our life. Make no mistake about that, okay? But trust what your eyes are seeing. The eye test. We live in a time right now, Neil, where people tell you you don't really see what you're seeing. You don't hear what you're hearing. You guys have watched this team. You've seen what this team has done. You've seen what they're capable of. Go with it. Enjoy it. This is the ride, and it's a legitimate ride at that.
No, absolutely. Freddie Felt 313. Neil's running on fumes from partying with JB and KG in Chicago last night. This show is electric. It's giving me a second win. Boo them kids, LFG. Yes, boom. Boo them kids.
Boom.
Boo them kids.
Boom.
Pete
Baby.
Spivak's got the
kids,
shirt on.
Boo them kids.
Boo them kids, everybody.
Incessantly.
Yay. John Stafford's in the way. He's in the way, and he's got to go down. And I'm not apologizing for it.
No, hell no. Stop with that. Enough, okay? I appreciate what he did. He's gone. He won a Super Bowl. It's our turn. Our turn. Our time. Absolutely.
Mike O. Sean's holding on to his baby.
This isn't going anywhere. The best part is, Neil, honestly, one of our people think that they're going to take this away from me. I will bite you in your face. You are not taking this away from me. This is mine, and it's going home with me.
Detroit Dabber 303, so bricked. I just formed a new bridge to Canada. So, yeah, we're in the business of getting new bridge. Sean, how's it breaking out?
You know what? I think it's going to be much like the shootout last year. I am going to go 38-34 Lions.
There you go.
I think Matthew Stafford is going to do some damage. I think he's going to take advantage of a couple of those young players. But at the end of the day, I think there's too much Lion offense. I think there's too much Lion run game because, as you pointed out, the Rams don't have a choice. I think the Lions are going to impose their will, and especially late, and find a way to hang on this game 38-34.
And that's about what I got it as well, 28-24, 27-23. Pick whatever number you want. I think laying 5 is a bit aggressive, but you know what? It's Sunday Night Football. You want to fly into the face of the sun, you fly into the face of the sun. We are ready. We are locked. We are loaded. We are ready. Remember, the Detroit Lions will run the football whether the Rams want them to or not.
They don't have a
choice.
They don't
have a choice. You had a choice in pregame shows. Your choice was this on Woodward Sports. We appreciate it. Live from Second Best Bar, brought to you by New Holland Brewing, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Tullamore Irish Whiskey. What do you got, Pete? Go.
Hey,
that's
good luck.
it,
Go
everybody.
Lions, baby.
Go Lions.
Check out the boys after the game as well.
Post-game watch show, all of it right here, Woodward Sports, your best option for Detroit Lions coverage. For Sean Belesian, for Pete Spivak, for Silent Mike, the rest of the Woodward squad, I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in. Woodward Sports Network. We'll see you on the other side, everybody. Well, see you later.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.